It's Erik Nagel and Florida Supercon in Miami Beach.
Welcome back to the program. My name is Erik Nagel, and joining me is Giddles.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Matt O.G. did not make this trip, which sadly I wish he could. He would have had a really great time, but he had other family business that he had to attend to.
Lots of Arrow merch. He would have been in heaven.
Lots of expensive Arrow merch.
That is true too.
Maybe some that I purchased for him. I don't know, but we'll surprise him with that later. We are live in Miami Beach, South Beach to be more specific.
We're not far from the yacht district, apparently, where we were last night.
The yacht district?
Did you see those yachts?
Right near Hammocktown.
Yeah, right near Hammocktown. In the hammock district, they have Put Your Butt There.
Oh, yes.
Sit on it. All the classics.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the yachts. I have to go down by the beach actually and enjoy myself. I have yet to go to the beach down here. We've been down here for, 3 days, 4 days? Just so much to do with the con, cutting up audio and edits and interviews and coordinating things and what have you. But you guys have had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
You guys were down at the beach.
Me and Roland went to the beach yesterday. It was hot as shit.
Roland went down and for some reason early in the morning decided he needed to buy Cuban cigars.
Yeah, we figured it was a good idea. We had just had breakfast. We're like, let's get some Cuban cigars and go walk around on the beach.
Well, apparently you did.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I guess at one point Roland is telling me my shoes and socks are wet. I'm like, you're sweating that bad? And he goes, no, I walked into the ocean. And I said, why did you walk into the ocean? So then he proceeds to tell me that you guys were on the beach, you were walking, and on South Beach in Miami, a lot of half-naked to naked girls.
That's
so
very
Roland
true.
was concentrating on that and not watching where he was walking, and as he's staring at some girls, walked into the ocean.
Yeah. It's not hard to walk into the ocean here while staring at somebody. Like, I'm surprised there's more people who don't just walk into the ocean here.
But then he went to the con that day.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't go and dry out his shoes, change socks. He just went as is.
Yeah, right to the con.
Roland is a trooper.
He's a trooper. You got to roll with it, man.
Speaking of the con, let's go back to the con here. We have a lot to get to for this show. Who's up next? Oh, coming to the stage live with us in just a moment is Max Hernandez.
Ooh, Max Hernandez.
He had a bit part in Walking Dead.
Yeah, you may remember him as Sergeant Bob Lamson at the Grady Memorial Hospital, where Beth was kidnapped and taken to during season 4 of The Walking Dead. And
he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Like everybody in Walking Dead, he's dead.
And I just wanted to say, it's really funny because where our booth is in the Supercon, we are directly across from us is 4 people who were all brutally murdered on The Walking Dead. And it's great just watching them sit there and be like, yep, we were all killed. It's like a whole bunch of red shirts from Star Trek.
And then he moved on. He's integrated with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in a handful of the Marvel movies.
Yep.
And might be in some of the movies still yet to come. And then he has a new series on TNT called The Last Ship, which he'll explain in just a few minutes.
Another post-apocalyptic type show. If you're into Walking Dead and those kind of genres, might be up your alley.
I don't think I said minutes right. I think I kind of blurred the word or half finished it. In just a few minutes. Actually, it's going to happen right now. We're going on stage. Let's talk to Max Hernandez.
Let's do it.
It's Erik Nagel and Florida Supercon in Miami Beach.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to the show right now. You've seen this guy. You probably remember, even though it was a small character in Walking Dead, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is, of course, of how I know him, and he has a brand new series on TNT called The Last Ship. And we'll
we
get
just
to
started
that.
season 2, just started, yeah.
Seen the poster
Max
for it.
Hernandez is here, and we couldn't be happier to talk to you.
Thank you.
I'm going to really get into the Marvel world for a second
Sure.
here. But Giddles is a big Walking Dead fan.
Love Walking
As soon as he saw you, the first thing he goes, he was a cop on Walking Dead. He was all excited.
Sergeant Bob
yeah.
Lamson, yeah.
It was like a minor role, but it was cool. Like, what was it like working on the show? Was it fun?
It was great because it was also sort of like a moral line that got crossed at that point.
Yep.
Because it's kind of where you learn that Rick can't come back. Like, he's crossed that line when he killed another cop.
Yep.
That line, he can never go back to the Rick that was before. So, yeah, it was good. It was great. It was a great experience. It was, I was doing a movie at the same time, and I was flying from New Mexico to Atlanta, to Georgia, to shoot this. And it was just nice because it was like the worlds were completely different, and you go do something like that.
And you had a really kind of brutal death on the show.
It's a brutal, yeah.
It was pretty badass. Like when it happens, you're like, wow, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Good job, Rick.
God bless stunt guys.
Yeah,
because it was he hits him with his car and he goes flying and he ends up with a broken back and
shoots him.
And then shoots him in the head and says, "Shut up."
And all the fans were like, for Rick, they were like, finally, Rick's like getting tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, poor Bob.
Yeah, I know. I was like, poor Bob. I got there. They were like, yeah, we love having you on the show. I'm like, yeah, it's fantastic. And I read the next episode. I was like, oh, so you kind of like me being on the show, but not that
He
much.
gets rushed to the morgue.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, he can't pull me in the car. He can't keep me alive. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
How much of the death scene were you actually involved? Because obviously there were stunt guys involved.
Well, like being chased by the car, obviously not being hit. No one was actually hit. We shot it in, special effect.
It'd be great if they
phases.
did and said, "Look, you're looking at the camera when we did it."
Yeah, let's just
Back
do it.
to position one, get the car ready.
My stunt guy did it. It took him more than one try to get that hit down perfectly, and he's like pulled with wires and landing on a mat that looks like cement,
Like asphalt.
Yeah, it looked. When you looked at it, you was like, "Is that real?" But it was pretty brutal. It was pretty brutal, and we shot it actually fairly quickly. We shot it within a day.
That's
we
cool.
Shot that part. Yeah, it was pretty intense. Yeah.
So I was gonna say you're on like the row of all the characters from Walking Dead who didn't seem to last very long.
Yes. Yeah.
You're on like death row.
Yes, about
to say
be
the least.
about to be moved to the wall where people
it's
live.
convenient for the fans to come out for the con, but for all you guys, like, this is a bit humiliating.
No, you know what to me, I got no problem with it because it's like I was a fan of the show before I did it. And then just between that and between the Marvel stuff, like it's just like to me, I love because I'm a fanboy too, so I love coming out to stuff like this too. You know
what it's becoming? When you're getting killed off of Walking Dead, it's becoming that club that most people had when they said they did their Law and Order.
Yeah,
because it's been on forever. And like, what did you do in your Law and Order?
I know.
It's like, were you a rapist? Were you a child toucher?
Yeah.
How did they kill you off? Did you go to jail?
Well, what's funny is when you walk into the trailer for Walking Dead, there's a sign above the door that says "Welcome to the Walking Dead," where everybody dies.
Yeah,
and everyone knows that. Everyone knows that they walk through that, and you can be, limited. I'm very good friends with Lawrence Gilliard, who played Bob.
Oh yeah,
and I mean he bit it like maybe like 2 weeks or 2 weeks before that. So he did that, and then Chad Coleman, got it later.
And
then I shot with Tyler where we were shooting our stuff together. His stuff was coming down the line. So I mean, that sign when you walk through that trailer
it's real.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
It's like going through the
Scott
gates.
Wilson, it was real for everybody. It's gonna be. It's real for Beth. It's real, So it happens for everyone.
If we can jump off Walking Dead for a second, but it still kind of tie in a little bit. You have a project that's coming out in the fall, a movie called
Sicario. Yeah.
With John Bernthal.
With John
another person who was killed off The Walking Dead.
With another guy. Yeah, Sicario. I'm excited about it. Got a 7-minute standing ovation at Cannes. It's with Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin, John Bernthal.
You don't even at this point. You don't even need to read the bio for the movie because you just see the cast and go, "Yeah, I'm going to see that movie."
It's pretty intense.
Oh, yeah.
It's a amazing movie. The trailer just came out.
Mexican Hitman? What? I'm there.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty intense, and it's a border drama, and it's all about sort of like the drug wars and like how people get caught up in it, and how the American side deals with it, and how the Mexican side deals with it. It's pretty interesting.
Sounds awesome,
and it's very different how one side deals with it than how the other side deals with it. Which is where you get Sicario.
Well, when I read that, I was looking through it. I'm like, John Brown. I'm like, and all I saw was the first line, Mexican Hitman. And I said, done. I'm not going to read the rest. I'm not going to watch any reviews or trailers. And I'm going to see this for myself.
It is really, really It's a really good thriller. It's a lot of action, a lot more than we thought when we signed on to it. We thought it was going to be more like sort of a drama, but there is so much stuff that happens in this movie. You're going to be blown away, really blown away.
Of course, I got to talk to you about your role in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you were only in a handful of episodes, your character also appeared in a few of the movies.
Yeah.
Because you're in Thor, you're in Winter Soldier with Captain America 2, and Avengers.
Yeah, and also the short. My character has actually been in the most crossover because I also did the one-shots, the extras, the bonus material that's on the DVDs as well. So between the TV show and the movies and the shorts that we shot, I think Agent Sitwell's appeared the most in the Marvel Universe in terms of that stuff.
Do you ever rub that in in
Clark Gregg's face?
Clark Gregg's face?
No, because Clark and I when we shoot The Last Ship, we shoot on the same lot as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I run into everyone from S.H.I.E.L.D. all the time, and they're like looking at me like, what, another show? Like, another show? How many shows are you on? And then I do another show called Hand of God with Ron Perlman for Amazon.
I love Ron Perlman.
We just wrapped on it. It
When does that come out?
It comes out in September as well. It's going to be on Amazon Prime.
All 13 episodes straight out?
All 10.
10 episodes.
Yeah, 10 episodes. Yeah, with Dana Delaney, Ron Perlman, Garrett Dillahunt. Really great cast. My best friend in the world, Andre Royo, who's played Bubbles on The Wire.
Oh, yeah.
Also, man, I love Bubbles.
Also that he plays the chief of police. I play the chief of police. He plays the mayor. Ron plays the judge in a kind of morally ambiguous kind of town. And
Andre's going around, this is The Wire how I envisioned it.
Exactly. Yeah, he's like, I'm running it here.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely running it here. So, yeah, so I got 3 shows, all of which shoot on the same lot. And so Clark sees me. Clark is like, you're like on everything. I can't compete with how many shows that you've been on. So,
do you make an appearance in the next season?
I don't know.
That means he knows, and he's just not going to tell us.
I don't know. I
don't think he knows, man.
I genuinely
he may
don't
not know.
I know very little when it comes to the Marvel Universe because that's exactly how the Marvel Universe likes to keep you completely in the dark. I'd love to go back to see what they. I'm interested in seeing what they do.
I think if you show up in another 2 episodes on the TV show and at least one more movie, you qualify for your own action figure.
Oh, I have my own action figure. I have my own bobblehead. I have my own, what is it, the mini mates?
Oh, yeah.
My own little mini mates. Yeah, so I'm covered. Now if I get a last ship and a Hand of God bobblehead, I'll be good.
You've got your own figure. There's nothing else.
Just keep the face the same. All I got to do is swap out the bodies on the shows.
But you've hit that level of celebrity where you have your own figure now.
I know.
There's nothing left for you.
I sent it. It was funny. My grandmother. We sent one to my grandmother. My grandmother got it in the mail and was like, "What is this?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a thing for this movie that he did." Oh, okay.
This looks nothing like him.
And it's like, but it goes, it goes onto the shelf of curiosities that every grandmother has. It's like, like
knickknacks,
invitations from weddings, like where the people are now divorced.
Hummels.
Like it's everything. Like every little.
Sheely's proud
dolls.
of it.
Huh?
She proud of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, I'd hate that you had the grandmother that goes, that's my grandson.
No,
he claims it's him.
She puts it up on the shelf. And
does she have your headshot framed and like in her hallway?
She actually does. I think she has a production still from Thor. I think she has a Thor production still where Clark and I are looking at the Destroyer. And I think that's the picture she has. So not like a first communion picture or a graduation picture. It's a picture. It's a still
of you
from
in
Thor.
A fictional world.
Yes, exactly. Which clearly is more real to her than my communion.
Since your character has not been killed off or at least written off of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you do have to then at some point keep your schedule open if they decide to bring you back for something like that. When you were starting all of this and then moving off the TV show into the movies and what have you, how difficult was it scheduling all your other projects when you had to kind of keep it open for Marvel?
The movies came first for the Marvel stuff because I started in Thor, and then we did a short called Item 47, which is on the Avengers Blu-ray, and that's the idea that Bob Iger, who's the head of Disney, saw that and said, "Why isn't this a show?" And that's how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. happened. So we did the short as myself, Titus Welliver. Myself, Titus Welliver, Jesse Bradford, and Lizzie Kaplan. We were in this short together, and that's what Disney saw, and they were like, "This is what there should be a S.H.I.E.L.D. show. This is what it is." And then ended up Joss ended up marrying Clark into that kind of world, bringing him back and marrying him into that world. But I was already doing another show called The Americans.
Oh, yeah.
On FX,
So I was doing The Americans, and I was on the first season of The Americans, and then I went out of that to do Captain America. So this all kind of like happened, and Marvel I don't have an exclusive with them, so they just call me and say, "Hey, can you do this?" And then I come in and we work. We make it work.
Because that's what I was curious about, because they're so their attention to detail and storyline is really so thorough, and I mean when they can release their whole storyline 10 years in advance, saying at this point,
and that's what they want to show you.
Right.
That's what they want to show you because they've got like things like way in the future.
I just imagine they're going to say, "Look, we can't really explain too much, but you just shot this part here on S.H.I.E.L.D. for now. Next summer, we're going to need at least 6 weeks of your time because we're going to put you in the movie."
That's basically what they've done with me. They've been like, they'll call me and be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm doing this thing. I'm doing this thing." And they'll be like, "We're thinking like maybe we'll do something next year." I'm like, "All right."
So they give you enough notice.
Like
so you
I
can
work
do
a
other
lot,
things.
So I'm like, when are you going to do it? And then we kind of get a rough idea, and that's they go from there.
They send you a text like a week before. They're like, hey, you got to be here. Like,
no,
oh,
I get a
shit.
weird phone number that is like 4 numbers in a letter. You've never seen that happen, but it's like Marvel and Disney has made that like when you pop it up, I'm like that's Marvel.
It's
the
like, bat phone.
Yeah, it's a bat phone, and then it's like you're going to be called to go do something somewhere. In America or somewhere else.
It's like they need me, and then you go and change into one of your many different outfits depending on
I'm
the
like,
show.
Put the glasses back on, put the suit back on, and hope it fits.
Let's move on to your current project that you're working on right now, The Last Ship. It's on TNT.
Yeah.
The new season started on June 21st, but it's on Sunday.
This past Sunday, yeah,
at 9 p.m.
Yeah. This past Sunday was the first episode.
I didn't know about the first season. Usually I'll know of shows. I'm like, I didn't get a chance to watch that yet.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know that this was the second season. When I saw the trailer for it, I was just, oh my God, how did I have not?
We've got a lot of really good people on the show, especially this year too. Just really great. Basically, I mean, the world, 80% of the world's population has been knocked out by this virus. It's rampage, this epidemic that's cut everyone out. We are part of the last naval flotilla in the world. We were sent to do some like scientific research up in Antarctica, so we were completely out of radio contact. When we come back in radio contact 4 months later, there's no one there. There's no president. There's no command structure. There's no governments. It's just people are dying, and the people who are living are kind of like, very, very similar to The Walking Dead. Factions start building. The little factions start building, and then we have had the scientists who've been looking for the cure the entire time. So there's some animosity between us and the scientists because we could have warned our families. We could have told people like, yo, go into hiding. Go somewhere, lock yourself up in a mountain, and don't come out for like we could have done that, and we weren't given the option. So even on the ship in the first season, especially, we don't trust them. We really don't. And then during the course of the first season, we find out what's really happening in the world and how we are going to basically be the beacon of light. We're going to be the only chance that the world has to cure this. And so season 1 ends very like you don't know what's happening. The ship is trying to be taken over by other people, and that's kind of how we left it. And then season 2 picks up literally from the minute where the first season ends. So if you watch the first season, or if you just start the second season, it's a good thing. You'll quickly be caught up. You'll quickly be caught up. But we're very proud of it. We shot on an active naval destroyer down to San Diego.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. The Navy is incredibly generous and they're like involved in every process. And
that was something I was going to ask you as far as the military involvement, because it's very thorough.
Yeah.
From the stuff that I've seen, as attention to detail.
Yeah.
All the way down to the uniforms. The things placed in the right.
Well,
positions.
we have our consultants are directly from the Navy. A big shout out to Lieutenant Chad Dulick, who's our communications person, who's basically with us, and he looks us over. That's right. That's wrong. That wouldn't be like that. He wouldn't wear that like that. That group and that group would not be together. Down from the top all the way down the bottom, the most minute things like I didn't even know this. There's something called Quiet 1, Quiet 2, where you can't wear shoes. You got to take your shoes off and walk around in socks in the ship, because if someone's trying to pick you up on radar,
they can hear that.
They can hear that. So people have to literally take their shoes off to walk around. And there's a lot of things like that we don't know as civilians that happen in the Navy that we've really, like, even to the way we salute, how we wear our everything. It's a love letter to the Navy, and you know what? The Navy deserves it. So we're really proud of it. We're really proud to be a part of that.
Even though the storyline and the world that it's based in is obviously fictitious.
Yeah.
When it comes to doing something that has any kind of involvement with the military, you eventually will get people who have served and that will say that's completely wrong, or this is a disgrace, or things like that.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen and from what you've been explaining has been pretty, accurate as far as the consulting and everything you're doing. And I think it's doing, you're not doing a disservice to the military. But has there been any kind of complaints from servicemen or something like that?
No,
saying
not at all.
Nothing.
Not at all. There's been no complaints. We made it a point where, down to the way we wear our pants, down to our belt buckles, everything is exactly it. And if we ever have a doubt, we go, Chad, and he'll come over and we're like, is this right? Would I salute that way? What would he do to me? Would he salute me walking? Like all that kind of stuff to make it real. We know it's a sci-fi kind of, post-apocalyptic, virus show.
Right.
So we know that stuff is the make-believe stuff, but this is the real stuff. And we're trying to keep order in a world where there is no order. So we feel that we can do that by really paying attention to the Navy stuff. To the just dotting our I's, crossing our T's. That's and we've had no complaints from active servicemen at all. People really love the show. People really do.
That's awesome. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's good. It's on TNT Sunday nights.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I just, as a viewer, I really enjoy shows that go into depth with detail like that and try and keep things, like, to the T. Like, I really enjoy that.
Because you know what it is? Because now we're so savvy as viewers, any little thing will bring us out. Any little thing will pull us out. You're like, that wouldn't happen. That would not happen. Like,
and it spreads so fast on social media, too.
Absolutely.
Someone will be like, oh, his shoe wouldn't be buckled like that.
He's wearing a Gilligan's hat.
Yeah, what is that? That's wrong.
Well, it's probably because they have the guy on set, Cliff or Clark.
Chad Dulac. Yeah, Lieutenant Chad Dulac.
Lieutenant Chad.
Who's retiring in August from he's 20-some-odd years in the Navy.
But it's probably because he's there. They don't get complaints because they do it right.
and we will have a group. And what's great about Chad is he'll bring active officers with him to set. And they usually, say Hail Hydra.
How intense is that?
You know what I mean? Like, that's the first thing they say is like, Hail Hydra. I just watched you on the ship. They'll be like that.
How intense is that to have the guys who do this for a living coming on set and you're trying to portray what they do and knowing that, like, I can't do half the shit that these gentlemen do.
Yeah, it's tough because I play a corpsman. I play the doctor on the ship. So what's great what the show has done too is they've paired us up with the people that we portray basically. We had a sit down where we sat across from the people who the real corpsman, the real XO, the real captain. We sat across our counterparts and asked them whatever we wanted, like whatever question that we needed to ask to get it right. And to me it was like a big responsibility, like to just make sure that is as close as possible. And I know I can't do close to what they can do, and on a daily basis. And for me, I'm just very proud to have been able to do it, and continue to do it. So it's been fun. It's been fun. You should catch up on the show. It's good.
Definitely watch it. Like I said,
in September, watch our show Hand of God on Amazon.
I definitely want to check that out.
Really, really good.
I mean, not just for Max, but also there's this little guy, Ron Perlman's.
Ron.
He's an up and comer.
Ron, Andre, and Dana will be at Comic-Con San Diego. They're doing a panel as well on the show.
It's Bizarre World: The Wire. You should definitely watch it.
I have a question. Are Ron Perlman's hands as big as they look in movies?
Yes.
Oh my God! Like he's got like the biggest
he's got banana
and
hands.
big head. Like he's a big featured guy.
He's not as tall as I thought he was going to be. But I had met him. Prior to us working together. And you look at him, and then I didn't know that he's a New Yorker too. He's a New Yorker, so I'm from New York. So he and I ended up having friends in common in the theater world from doing theater for so many years, and that was immediately like a bonding moment.
That's awesome.
That was immediate, but his hands are as big as you think they are.
How big is his wiener?
From what I hear, I've asked, but he won't show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then he hits you with that really big hand across the face.
It says, "What do you think?" Yeah.
Max, thank you so much. The show is The Last Ship. It's on TNT Sunday nights at 9 p.m.
Yes.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is back in the fall. He may or may or not be part of that. Also, Sicario, is that the...
Sicario, yeah. Sicario is also out in September, and so is Hand of God.
So you're pretty busy for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I think he can take Christmas off.
I think I will. I'll debate it. Yeah, I'll debate it with my accountant.
Then next year, whole new phase of Marvel movies.
Yes, a whole new phase of Marvel movies.
A bunch of opportunities for you to show up.
And hopefully in a couple more seasons of these shows too, so which is great.
Well, next time you're around, we'd love to have you back on the show. Max, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
It's Erik Nagel.